Hello, lovely people of the internet, and welcome to another Binge Tips and Tricks video. I have been really sick recently, and I had big plans for videos that haven't happened. But today I decided I wanted to do a get ready with me video. I've just had my hair colored, as some of you may have seen on Instagram. It's actually still largely my natural color. I've just got like Sophia Loren style blonde highlights in my hair because I felt like a change. Yes. I haven't done like an early 60s smoky eye look in a while, so I thought I would do that and chat with you about stuff and things.
What have you got if you haven't got love?
So the first thing I thought I would chat with you guys about is what y'all think. Well, it's really going to be what I think because you're not here, so I'll hear afterwards what you think. But what do we think about the movie Blonde, the Marilyn movie on Netflix? I say Marilyn in inverted commas because it's very fictionalized. A lot of that movie was just complete bullshit. And you know, they do state that it's not a biopic, but I sort of, yeah, unfortunately a lot of people didn't seem to get that memo and are taking it as like a historical or historically accurate film, which it certainly is not. I put a little poll up on my Instagram asking what you guys thought without saying what I thought. And it seemed you're all very divided, like, you know, the internet seems to be very divided. If people are either praising it as a work of genius or saying that it was an utter piece of crap. I am sort of in the middle about it. I think it was a very irresponsible film. I do think that after someone has died, especially very tragically, we do have a responsibility to them, you know, to their memory, to their body of work, especially when, you know, the person was suffering from mental illness and a lot of very tragic things happened to them. Marilyn was already very much abused by the system and the people around her. And so, you know, I think it's pretty bad form to continue to treat her that way, which is kind of how I feel the movie treated her. I feel the same way. I remember a while back there was a video that had like a CGI Audrey Hepburn riding a bus to advertise, I don't know, some brand. I can't even remember who it was. I'll see if I can find the video and pop it in here.
Wherever you're going, I'm going your way.
I felt the same way about that. I think if someone who has passed away can't decide how their image is used, then it shouldn't be used. If you're going to make a biopic and do your research and make a film that is about the person's life, I don't have a problem with that because it's the truth, you know. But if you're just making a movie and you want to use the person's image and their memory to tell your own story, I think that's irresponsible. They could have made a movie that was an amalgamation of Marilyn Monroe, Mamie Van Doren, and Jane Mansfield. I mean, they all had pretty tragic lives. They were all very much taken advantage of by the industry, and they could have just as easily created a fictional character that very much, you know, had clear connotations of those three actresses and their lives without actually using Marilyn's name and, you know, sort of half of her story to make some sort of, you know, authorial point, you know, some artistic point that felt that it was more important than Marilyn's memory or treating Marilyn with any kind of respect. I think the reason that it upset me so much is stuff about her childhood, stuff about her career was fabricated in the movie. I don't even know what the point of just fictionalizing those bits was, because the real things that happened at Marilyn at those points would have been equally impactful, but wouldn't be like spreading lies about her. I'm gonna have to change the angle of my camera, aren't I? Because I'm just getting this situation, which is not gonna work. What I will say is that I feel that Ana de Armas did a really fantastic job. I think out of everyone that I've ever seen play Marilyn, I think she's by far done the best job. I've always been very disappointed with how people have played Marilyn. I think largely because it's very hard to find someone that looks like her. Marilyn is a wonderful combination of sort of being quite naturally beautiful looking. We know she had work and we know that she wasn't a natural blonde, and you know, there were many things about Marilyn that were created, but there was something very special about the way Marilyn looked, you know. And I think most of the actresses that have been picked to play her just you know, not saying they're not good actresses, I just don't feel they were right to play the role of Marilyn. And when Anna was picked for this role, I was like, what? Because Anna really doesn't look like Marilyn at all, but she really transforms in this movie. And I think it's because she captured the facial expressions, the look. They did a really good job of her hair and makeup. I know I've seen some people online saying that it was wrong or incorrect. For me, I don't know, I felt that was quite good. And I think the fact that she was sort of visually transformed, but then also really captured Marilyn's essence in the way that she expressed herself physically and vocally and emotionally. I think Anna did a very good job of that, despite a very, very limited script that just made her a dithering, you know, insecure, crying mess all the time. Anna could have been even more amazing if they had given her, you know, a broader spectrum to deliver her performance, but alas, they did not. That, in fact, was my fear with this movie. When I saw it was coming out, I thought, oh great, this is going to be another Marilyn movie that's just about how sad Marilyn's life was and isn't going to show what a dynamic, intelligent and interesting person she was, because she really was. When is a movie going to point out that she spent a large amount of her career attending night school to get an education, that she was extremely well read? You know, they mentioned it in this movie, and there was that one point where she has the conversation with Arthur Miller, and she, you know, identifies that Arthur Miller's main character and the love of Arthur Miller's young life was pretending to read his poem. But overall, the film does not paint her as an intelligent individual. It paints her as misunderstood, but it doesn't really demonstrate why or how she's misunderstood, which I found rather frustrating. It didn't go into the fact that Marilyn walked out on her contract and went to New York and started her own production company and demanded to be paid more, demanded to have the rights to veto the script, the director, the producer of her films that she worked with in future. Like, that was a big ballsy move on her part. And I just find this frustrating, you know, because Marilyn wasn't just an emotional mess all the time. Yes, I'm not saying that she didn't have mental health problems and that she wasn't an emotional mess ever. We know that from many interviews, and people who worked with her have said that she was. But like anyone with mental illness, there are ups and downs. And I think it's also irresponsible in terms of the way it portrays mental illness as well. And I have seen people online saying, but this film was important because it you know, puts mental illness or mental health problems center stage and shows that life is really hard with depression. But the thing is that it just portrays depression as like unbeatable and like it only has one side to it. And I think that in that sense, it's actually irresponsible to clearly not have done your research on mental health and just portray it in a very, you know, singular light. She didn't just get to where she got because she was pretty, you know. She created Marilyn. Yes, people helped her with that, but it's kind of like a marketing genius element there of Marilyn creating something that was so powerful, and she's an icon that lives to this day, has still got an impact today, and there's something really big in that, even if it was something that was bigger than she could control. And I get that the film was trying to say that, but I just think it would have been more impactful if, you know, there was light and shade. And I also think that the lows would have been more impactful if there was some highs, because the movie just started off on really, really low point and just continued to go down from there. There was never any moments of positivity, and it just made it an absolute agony to watch. And you kind of just stopped caring that things were hard for her because it was just exhausting. I just think that's bad writing. I do think it was beautifully shot. I did like pretty much everything cinematically or cinematography wise. The only thing I didn't like was the random moments in black and white. I just didn't understand why. Why was that trope used? It didn't seem to sort of differentiate between Marilyn and Norma Jean, which is what I initially thought it was going to do. And it didn't differentiate the past and the present. It was just sort of this weird thing that happens sometimes. I have no problem with them switching between color and black and white, especially seeing as Marilyn's films were a mixture of color and black and white. I just found when it was used very odd. But otherwise, I really liked that it was quite erratic and it wasn't necessarily linear, and that there was, as a girlfriend of mine who also studied film and used to work in the film industry, and we always have really fascinating conversations about film. She was sort of saying there was something a bit Lynchian about the film. It reminded her a little bit of David Lynch, and I would agree. It had a little bit of that Mulholland Drive feel about it, you know, which I actually really enjoyed. I know some people aren't into that. and they were expecting sort of more of a Hollywood blockbuster, but I really thought that worked for what they were trying to achieve. I think Lynch does a much better job of creating light and shade and making his films a bit more dynamic. Anyway, let me know what you think of the film. Obviously, you don't have to agree with me. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. They're just my 2 cents worth. So what else is news? Hair coloring. I went back to the salon where I got my hair cut and I asked her to color it for me. I'm so happy with the job that she's done. I gave her pictures of like Lauren Bacall and Sophia Loren. Sophia Loren being more the inspiration because obviously she had dark hair, and asked to have this lightening done to my hair. She gave me such great feedback. Like, I've gone for a warmer color because cool colors don't tend to look great on yellow toned skin. I know some people think I have a peach toned skin. That is because I color correct my videos and I color grade them so that it looks more to my aesthetic, to what I enjoy seeing on the screen, but that in fact is not my natural skin color. My skin is in fact slightly yellowy green naturally. I have an olive complexion and quite heavily yellow because I have some Indian in my gene pool. So yes, her advice was to go for a warm color, and I do really feel like it suits my skin tone. I actually feel like it makes my skin look more tanned than it is. It brings out the more sort of goldeny side of my skin, which I really like. So I'm looking forward to trying out styling it, because I think the fact that it's obviously a bit drier now because it has been bleached will mean that my sets hold better. I do know that dyed and bleached hair does tend to hold a vintage set better. So let's see if that's true. So I've had some questions recently about whether I'm going to go back and continue the lingerie series, getting dressed in the 1950s and 60s. Yes, I am. I haven't forgotten about that. It's just that I moved countries and those videos take a long time to edit and research, because I want to make sure that I'm sharing the correct information, and I want to be more thorough with the next ones. I want them to be more accurate, and I want to learn something as part of the process, you know. So they are coming. I will do them. I just need to not be traveling overseas, and I need to not be sick. The other videos that I've had requests for have been the Hollywood Icon Suite videos, which I will also get onto. Same thing there, that just requires a lot of research and they're super long to edit, so I just need the opportunity to get those things done. I think the next Hollywood Icon Suite video might have to be Sophia Loren, seeing as I now have the haircut and color for it. I was playing around with her eye makeup the other day and love it. I've had lots of requests for different actresses. People like Natalie Wood, love all of these ideas. You know, I just have to get to them. It will be a long running series. It's like a month for me to edit those videos, so you would be getting like a video a month. So I have to intersperse it with other shorter, easier to make videos in between. Other than that, I've had some requests for cooking videos, which I would love to make. I really want to make some traditional French recipes, and I want to choose some that are already sort of accidentally vegan, because there is plenty that you can make without altering the traditional recipe. I'm concentrating because I'm trying to line my eyes with this pencil that always breaks, and it has little bits of wood on the side, and I don't want to stab myself in the eyeball with it. That pencil might well and truly be kaput. The other thing I want to be doing on the channel is more of my music. I want to be doing jazz covers on here and making video clips a bit like the one I did with Rachel for Santa Baby. That was so much fun, and I just really liked, you know, the outcome, and I'd like to be doing that for my own solo stuff. And because at the moment of my visa situation, I can't actually perform here, and I'm about to run out of my working visa in the UK, so I won't be able to perform there soon. So at least I can be performing online and honing my craft until I have a visa where I can perform here in France. A few people have asked me for a video explaining, you know, how I came to France as an artist and, you know, what's the process. I don't know. I have not successfully done that so far. When I do, I will let you know. Okay, I've relocated again because I'm running away from the direct sunlight, which is now covering my bed and making me sweat to no end. So hopefully I'm in a better spot. How am I feeling about this eye color? I'm not entirely sure. It's a lot darker than I was sort of intending, but I don't hate it. I'm just gonna run with it. It's happened now. So while I do this, I'll explain. I've set my hair all just rolling like sort of back and down. I want a bit of a sweeped back kind of look. Is this seriously taking off my liner right now? Oh, guys, what is going on with my makeup application today? Today is one of those days, like, I still don't feel well and I have the flu, and today is giving me the shits. Seriously, guys. I'm gonna finish my liner and I'll be back to do my hair. Okay, so I have put some lashes on and put a nude lip with sort of a pinky, or nude lip liner with a pinky lipstick on. I can take my hair out now. I think the thing is, I really wanted to film today, but honestly, I have had pretty bad insomnia with this flu. And then I'm still feeling like I still have a nasty cough and my ears are still blocked and I'm still quite sweaty. Like, it was a very sweaty flu. So I'm not feeling great. And now I'm feeling a bit like overwhelmed by making the video. Just being honest with you guys. I think the hard thing about YouTube is that you feel the pressure to be on all the time or like be perfect or whatever. Well, I certainly do. The reality is I feel like crap, but if I just had like a 9-to-5 job, I could go to work, sit in front of a computer screen or whatever and feel like crap and it wouldn't really matter. I probably wouldn't care as much because it's not my baby. I know everyone gets to that point where they're just really sick of being sick, like just so over it. I'm so whingy today. I'm sick of being whingy as well. Like, she distributed the blonde sort of in layers through my hair and I'm quite liking how blonde it is through here. It is more blonde than the photos that I gave her. They had more like dark all through the back and then just the blonde at the front underneath. But I'm not mad about it. And I like that if I want to put my hair up, it's going to be like quite blonde under here. Cute. But I did ask to have like a quite blonde stripe at the front here, which she's done and I'm very happy about it. This does have quite a lot of hairspray and dry shampoo in it from yesterday. So it's already holding pretty well, but I will say I definitely think that I have more lift and height because it's dyed and just a bit drier. I'm obviously going to style the hair, but that's what it looks like with my new colors throughout it. I've run out of hairspray altogether, so I'm going to use some dry shampoo just to try and maintain the lift I have in here. And I'll just tease it a little bit and pretty much leave it at that. Try and get this bit to stay at the back. Here we go. I'm being lazy and tease with my brush today, which is a bit naughty because it's not very good for my hair to do that, but I'm doing it nonetheless. There we go. I think I'm going to leave it there. Quite like that. I like how I've got this like bit coming back on itself at the front here. Cute. It definitely won't stay because I don't have anything to spray it down with, but you know, them's the breaks. So guys, yeah, that is my new hair color. I deliberately had it done like not all the way to my roots so that I can go back and get the patina, I forget what it's called in English, the tone. I can get it toned and let it grow out and it's not going to, you know, have like the line of roots that you would get if you just went all blonde. I did think about going all Marilyn blonde. I've actually always wanted to be all blonde, like dark features with really blonde hair. I think looks really cool, but the upkeep of that is just, I know myself and I can't see myself maintaining that. Yeah, but yes, that's the video, guys. Wasn't quite what I envisaged, but it's what we have. Sorry that I was whiny, but that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling hot and sweaty and fed up and sick of being sick. So yes. Has anyone else got the flu at the moment? Is anyone else feeling crappy? Are you with me? It's okay to feel how you feel and have a bad day. You know what I'm saying? So there we go. If you're feeling like me, I'm sending you a hug, letting you know that it's okay to take a second to calm down, do something nice for yourself and just accept that maybe today is not the day. You know, maybe you're not going to achieve what you hope to achieve today, and that's okay. If you want, as always, you can check out my Patreon, it's linked down below, for extra content and our fabulous little community of people. Thank you to those of you who are already signed up and supporting my channel. You can of course come and follow me on my Instagram. Otherwise, I will see you in next week's video. Bye.